Hello and welcome to the Reference Point Podcast. I am your host, Paolo, and today I am joined by my inhuman co-hosts, Matthew and Anthony.
That's us.
Yes, that is. Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about Miss Marvel.
Oh, I can't wait. I've been waiting to talk about this, guys, for so long. I'm really looking forward to recording this episode right now.
Yeah, me too. It's I have a lot to say, I think.
So if you're staring at the screen right now, you can see your reflection. And that's because we do not have video for this episode.
That's right, yes. John Krasinski has really been making things difficult for us. So we're taking things back to HQ, back to Paolo's basement where we normally have conversations that aren't recorded. And we're going to be testing out a new format today, guys. So basically, you could be looking forward to, what is it called, Paolo?
Reference Point After Hours.
Oh, yes, thank you, Anthony. We're very, very excited for Reference Point After Hours. Basically, it's just going to be a really, really great way for us to pump out a little bit more content in a more efficient and quick way. So you could kind of hear our thoughts, in ways that I guess are up to date,
What do you mean? Didn't Miss Marvel come out last week?
Well, no, not at all. It was last night.
Specifically when the person's listening to this.
Anyway, so it's just a little bit more convenient for us to maybe work on some after hours stuff, and then that way you guys can enjoy the content at quicker rates. So where you're going to hear a lot more things that you wouldn't really hear on the regular show, and a lot of like smaller kind of topic discussion episodes too. And one is very much in the works right now about Ms. Marvel. So it's going to be our very first after hours episode. So look forward to that.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I guess we'll Paulo, take us away with Ms. Marvel.
All right, so first we're going to start with spoiler talk. Yes. Just because it's been long enough that we can just dive right into spoilers.
Well, I guess not first we're going to start with spoiler talk. It's going to be only spoilers.
Yeah, true.
Anthony's laughing. I was going to say off camera because I'm so used to saying off camera. Why are you laughing, Anthony? What's wrong?
No, it's just something Paulo said. It reminded me of something. Don't even worry.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
So anyway, what do we think of the show?
It was good. I liked it. It was a very cute show. I think the show is very underhyped in that I would go on Twitter every week and nobody would spoil it because I feel like nobody was hyping it up.
It was very undermarketed too, I feel.
And it was also weird that all the marketing had a costume that was only in the last episode of the show, but that's another thing for later.
Yeah, no, I hate the whole earn the costume. It's getting tired. It's like, I want to see them in the costumes we know them for. I don't want to see anything less.
But, I mean, for this particular show, I felt like it was earned. Like, it did build up to it in a way that, was sweet, I think, and felt natural,
It was one of the shows that handled it better. So, that's why I can't really complain. But it's funny, it's just all the marketing, then it's in 1 out of 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's like a shorter show, too, though. So, if you want to compare it to, let's say, Daredevil Season 1, right, where he gets the costume in the very last episode as well. But it's several more episodes, so it just feels longer.
But different between that and Daredevil, is that Daredevil in the marketing didn't show the red costume once.
That's
so
true.
It's
That's
they basically
true.
sold you on the show of him wearing the black suit the entire time, and that's it.
Right.
They show it's like, oh, this is their costume, this is their superhero, and then all the posters, all the you go on Disney Plus and that's all you see.
Yeah, very fair point.
It's
I agree with that.
Imagine in Falcon and Winter Soldier, you never saw the Captain America suit until the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if that was in all the marketing, and we watch the show, it's like, oh, it's in the last. Sorry about that.
So I guess this is another Disney Plus trope where they got to get the costume too, like Falcon.
Pretty much.
Wanda too. WandaVision. What else?
Not Loki or Moon Knight. Those are exceptions. Not What If, because Mr. What If does not wear a costume.
I guess those are the only 2 shows. I don't know. Hawkeye.
Last episode of Hawkeye. You're right. Actually,
He earned the T-shirt.
He earned the under-designed costume by David Aja. I don't really know why they put that in the last. That was also in all the marketing. Now that you mention it,
it was.
Yeah, and they put that in the last. Wow, that is weird trope.
Anyway,
the show's good though. I love the show. I really enjoyed it start to finish. The first half was really, really strong, and the second half I found is where it slowed down a bit. But by the last episode really picked itself back up, and I enjoyed it.
There's a lot of people, friends of ours and acquaintances who we would speak with, and we would hear some of their thoughts on the show. And honestly, I was very, very shocked at how many people weren't really enjoying it. Because to me, 3 episodes in, I thought the show was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought, seriously, this is a show driven by artists with a very, very unique vision and perspective in the MCU specifically. It felt so damn fresh and just delightful. And I could understand if, maybe something isn't for you, because the show is very, I would say, I don't want to say childish, but
don't say Disney Channel.
no, not at all. It feels like a teenager's like mind kind of brought to life,
It's teen oriented.
It's very teen oriented. It feels kind of like a John Hughes type movie, but with like
Not John Krasinski.
He's gonna come for us. We gotta stop talking.
Good.
He's gonna find out where we live.
I'm waiting.
But basically, it felt like John Hughes, but on steroids. To me, the best kind of comparison that I could draw to is really like, it felt like an Edgar Wright show.
But
So
less British.
So much less pubs. So much visual flair. Like, this is like a visually dazzling show, like, and they do so many great original things with like message blurbs, like from text messages and phone stuff, and like Edgar Wright love to do this as well, but like in Baby Driver, where like you're walking by and then murals and things like that change, like the images,
and it's like with the text or whatnot.
Yeah, like if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. I can't really describe it well, but the directing, especially in the first 3 episodes, was just remarkable. Like,
and that's what I was gonna say. The problem is, I found in the second half they kind of lost a lot of that touch, especially
with the clandestines.
And when she leaves the country, I found like it was still like, it's fine, but it's not like it really disappointed me compared to the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, like episodes 4 and 5 for me, the show gets completely derailed, pun very much intended, because there's a train. I felt like I don't remember any of the directors' names, but it was a different team, I believe, right?
Yeah, because the Batgirl directors had done 1, 2, and 6, if I'm not mistaken.
6, yeah. 3, was it the same person who did 3 and 4?
I think 3, 4, 5 was one person.
Oh, was one okay, well, regardless,
we need a fact checker.
I felt like 4 and 5, even in terms of direction, felt way more generic.
It felt just like the regular MCU shows.
No, but even kind of more dull. Like, because I just didn't really care about many of the adventures that she was going on in Pakistan.
Like the Red Dagger was okay.
I didn't really care.
And
when you start off the show that strong, and then you kind of just, I mean, I thought it was kind of interesting what they were doing with the whole time travel thing. Don't really know if that actually adds up to anything.
I don't really know if that really
MCU, if it
makes sense within the Endgame context, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I'll
I'm not gonna think about that too hard.
We're in a saga now called the Multiverse Saga, so like whatever.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know, but I really felt like it lost steam.
No, but it even lost steam in a lot of its plot lines. Like, for example, in episode 3, Nakia finds out that the Kamala Khan is Miss Marvel, and she's like, oh my god, what the heck. Then it only gets picked up back in episode 6, and she's kind of like, oh, it's fine. I think they forgot about it for 2 whole episodes, and she's like, I guess it's okay, don't worry, I wish you would have told me earlier. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I could believe that a friend would forgive her that quick, but also we have to wait like 3 episodes.
What I felt never lost steam though, are the amazing interactions between Kamala and her family members.
100%.
And in 4 and 5, we kind of go even deeper with that. The interactions in episodes 4 and 5 with her grandmother, let's say, as an example, also felt very, very nice.
Yeah, like, honestly, how the way Kamala interacts with her family, with her friends, it's very sweet, it's very endearing, and honestly, it's like, it felt so heartwarming to watch because it's something kind of new.
Yeah, like, we don't really get a lot of downtime between, first of all, a teenager and her family members. You could kind of say, like, Peter Parker and his aunt, but
all his family died, so not really.
Yeah, but like I felt like, what I really actually liked about this in particular is that
it's very much street level, which is nice because it's like you're saying, it's very hardly explored.
I love small scale stories, and this story was small scale. It wasn't like big end of the world. Ooh, everyone's gonna die.
But it's also positioning itself around culture that we haven't seen before in the MCU.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I think the show's approach to depicting Pakistani and Muslim culture in America is just amazing. Like it's very, very I guess enlightening, you could say. I loved learning a lot about this family and their culture, and to do that through kind of like a comic book property is wonderful. And I think anyone who doesn't really think that is like, you know, I don't really understand why.
Suck.
No, but like I don't really understand why that wouldn't interest you, you know, seeing just different cultures kind of represented in media.
But you know, they do it in Daredevil and nobody complains, and they do
Well,
it
like
in
with
this
Christianity,
and people complain.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like
you won't complain for Daredevil, but for this people will.
like Kamala's like a Pakistani Muslim girl living in America, like that clearly shapes a massive part of her identity. You know, Matt Murdock is
An Irish Catholic.
A practicing Christian who, and his faith is like inherent to his character, like his superhero, you know, heroics in a sense. So I just think exploring more like that, showing more representation in the MCU, I think is fantastic.
Agreed.
100%. And I gotta say, and like now that we're on this, Iman Vellani carried the show. She is so good as Kamala Khan. She's so funny. Even in interviews, she's just a delight to watch. I'm so happy that she's playing a character in the MCU. She also just seems happy to be there. Like, it just brings me joy to my heart, you know.
I actually really want to jump into that and how she portrayed the character.
I knew you were gonna say it. Ha! I got him first.
Anthony has a recurring thing where he always has to jump in and cut somebody off before.
Exactly. Otherwise, I won't get to speak.
It's like, you know,
like Book of Boba Fett.
Honestly, this actress is absolutely amazing in the show. Like, I was in the moment she started speaking, because to me she felt like she really captured the essence of a teenager in a world full of superheroes, and she really captured that essence of Miss Marvel that we're seeing more in later comics that we saw in the Avengers video game. But I feel like it was done better because it was able to accentuate what she does, what she says with these background images, all those like little effects. And I gotta just say this, she is a Marvel expert, because she was the first person to point out that the MCU shouldn't be 616, but rather 19999 whatever.
It's just a bunch of nines. That would have really rolled off the tongue in Doctor Strange, am I right?
I mean, I still think she's right personally, but you know, for Kevin Feige's Kevin Feige.
Guys, just Google Omniverse and then you'll see. There's more than 1616.
Whatever, she's right.
If for anyone who knows me well, I've been.
I don't.
Before Ms. Marvel came out, and when casting came out, and then when we saw leaked set photos and whatnot, I was very, very vocal about being concerned with Iman's casting.
I can't believe you're actually saying this.
I am. No,
you just want to prove people that you were so wrong.
I do. No, I really, really do. Because I can admit when I'm wrong, Anthony.
Matthew takes L's properly.
There was something about her. I just screamed inexperienced. I don't know. I didn't get good vibes at all. Even with the trailers, like I wasn't sold for whatever reason. I don't know why. And within 2 minutes of watching this show, I immediately knew that she was one of the greatest gifts ever given to us for the MCU. This girl is a genius. She feels like one of us too. She feels like one of the bros, which is really cool. Like I would just love to hang out with her. She's an amazing person, and
her interviews are so fun to watch. I love it.
She's the girl. How can you like not look at this girl and like have the biggest smile on your face?
100%.
So I was a moron. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
I agree with you. You were a moron.
I was a moron.
And sometimes you still are.
Sometimes I still am, you know. But yeah, she amazing. And again, this extends to the whole cast as well. I thought everyone was very, very well cast. All her friends, and especially her family.
No, I thought the show was very well cast. Like between Kamran and Bruno and Nakia, they all did such a great job. You know,
dude. I know I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like, man, the conversations she has with her parents are just like the best. Dude, Abu is like.
When he comes out in the Hulk costume, it's so funny.
It's so sweet.
No, it is, but like I love that conversation that he has with her in the very last episode.
Yeah.
When he tells her like what her name means, you know.
I gotta say one change I love from the comics. I know you're talking about like the name and whatnot.
Yeah.
The fact that the lightning bolt is actually the first letter of her name. That is so great. I love that. It's such a smart change. It's so much better than what the comic gave us, I found. Actually. Well, of just being the Miss Marvel logo.
Yeah, and also speaking of changes, what do you guys feel about like her power set change?
I'm over it.
At first I was a little bit like,
Yeah.
But seeing it in the show, I think it worked really well, and I really enjoyed it. With that said, if they decide to give her like her powers like we see in the comics, it wouldn't bother me.
Right.
When I first saw like all those promo images showing these powers and whatnot, then in the trailer I'm like, I didn't really understand why they changed it. I was like, it's a bit much, this new powers and whatnot. As I watched the show, I just accepted it. I'm like, whatever. It's not the comic one. I'm just gonna watch it with an open mind and whatnot. And I just enjoyed it. The power change is fine. Like, do I wish she had maybe the comic ones? I mean, sure, but
I mean, she still kind of does. It's just like, she still does in Big N at the end. She still has the extendable arms or whatever, the big fists, and so I thought it was visually like interesting. The last episode did some really cool things, I think, with their powers that we didn't really see. I just while I was watching the show, I was like, oh, okay, so they're factoring in these new powers into her bangles into the plot. But I don't feel like that part of the story really lived up to what I might have been expecting. I don't know. Do you guys agree? Like,
I just want to say one last thing about the power set.
Yeah.
It just the thing that just rubbed me the wrong way was that it kind of does erase the first arc of her comic story. If you guys ever read it,
I never
I think
really
it's called
did.
New Normal or whatever. But it's volume 1. It's like there's points that she would like shapeshift into Captain Marvel because she's like ashamed of who she is a bit, and
Right.
like the whole arc is about accepting that she has these ugly powers and whatnot. And,
Okay.
so it kind of erases that storyline, but the comic still exists. So I'll read that. I won't get to watch it in live action. That sucks, but whatever.
Yeah.
At least I can still read it.
Something I want to bring up now is the Clandestines. They're the villain, part of the villains in this series. What did you guys think of it? Because honestly, I felt like they fell flat for me. They didn't work, and they could have been honestly just cut completely, and the focus be on the second villain, Damage Control.
Terrible. I don't even remember any of their names.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily buy the motivation either of wanting to harm Kamala, because like by that point in time, she didn't even know that Kamala, like the leader, I don't remember her name, the mother.
Like Kamran's mother, but
Kamran's mother. She didn't even know that like Kamala was planning to not go through with it. You know what I mean? Like it just
they do like a really
weird.
quick villain turn. Like at first you're like, oh, they're probably okay, but then nope, they're all bad.
Yeah, and again, like I would have loved to. Again, if the show was longer, maybe we could have had more time with them, and maybe that Pakistan's kind of subplot would have been fleshed out a little bit more. Not subplot, but like the end of the episode where they go there.
Yeah, we saw the show.
I don't know, man. Like they really, really fell flat for me, and they damaged. I felt what could have been. I don't want to say
a really interesting arc.
Yeah, I don't want to throw out the word masterpiece, but like guys, I was like really, really loving episodes 1, 2, and 3, especially 1 and 2. Like and then I'm like, okay, the Clandestines, they come in. It's like, where's this gonna go? It could be interesting. In episode 3, I wasn't 100% feeling them, but I'm like, this could still turn around and could turn out to be really, really great. But it just really fell flat for me, and I agree with Paolo 100%. It just didn't work.
They could have just done the Department of Damage Control as the main villains, and I think they would have been better off. It felt forced. It felt like, oh, we have to really explain what these powers are and whatnot. Like, do we really have to know all this about her powers? I kind of just accepted it when she put it on.
Yeah, and I kind of just I thought it was I thought seeing her great grandmother, the flashbacks were nice. I just don't feel. I feel like by themselves it made for like solid content, but factored into the rest of the story, I just didn't feel like it belonged. Am I wrong?
When I was watching the episode, I remember feeling like, I'm like, why is this still going? It's like a good 20 minutes. It's like, can we get back to Kamala Khan?
But again, if it added up to something really great, then okay, But I just no, not really.
It added up to a time travel plot that almost doesn't even fit into the MCU. Maybe
so
even without the time travel plot, their motivation, their actions, and even the resolution of their story just completely falls flat. Like, they literally just died.
Yeah, they turned into CGI skeletons like in Spider-Man 2002.
Or Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Can we all just get along? Oh, that's actually a really good impression.
I watched it the other day, actually.
Of course you did, with all that Tim Burton news,
Oh no, I was just
what Tim Burton news.
Batgirl, Tim Burton verse.
He didn't direct it.
I know, but Michael Keaton.
But back to the Clandestines.
Yeah.
They all just really fell flat, and the resolution of their story just was too quick. It's like they set them up as this like force to go against Kamala, but also as essentially her backstory, her connection to this other world, this other dimension. And then it's just they died because Because
because they had no place in the last episode. Also, I wasn't
Literally.
crazy about what they did with Kamran, to be honest, in the last episode.
They just kind of just gave him powers, and it was like, that's it.
and they
Yeah,
made him
okay.
fluctuate between good and bad.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
It's like commit to one. I think he should have stayed bad, but then it's like
But even that would have felt rushed. So I think like
Mm-hmm.
him still being kind of like on the fence seemed more in character and more in line with what we had seen. But I don't know, man.
they should have developed him more in 4 and 5 instead of doing this
Yeah, the whole
clandestine stuff.
Pakistan subplot. Yeah, I agree.
Well, because I like the Pakistan subplot itself, like her going, but it's just like, again, it's just so tied to the clandestines that it just, for me, it kind of ruins it, because I really liked her going back to her home country, learning more about the Bengal, learning more about even herself and her culture. But again, the clandestines is just falls flat.
I thought the Department of Damage Control worked a lot better. Seeing Agent Cleary again back from No Way Home was pretty great.
Agreed.
Stewie from Succession, he's such a great actor. Love him. It's, I wish there was bigger focus on them, because
Yeah.
they kind of get forgotten about for like 3 episodes almost.
I like how even within the Department of Damage Control, there are certain people in positions of authority that have greater prejudice than others, or are more willing to
Yeah.
harm people who aren't like them. So like he falls in. Like I like the scene when at the end when what was the woman's name? The agent, the
I
female agent.
forgot.
Yeah,
Anyway-
same. But
Anyway, regardless, I like when he kind of like rips into
Was
her.
it Allison?
I don't remember.
Or is that the actress's name?
either
We
way,
watched this totally last night. Totally.
Yeah.
it's
Anyway,
it presents an interesting subtext with this whole like
yes, it does.
like being Muslim in America.
Yeah.
Even Nakia says like, everybody's watching them, and having Department of Damage Control be so overt about it, it doesn't sit right with you, and it's like, and it's not good, but like it goes to show like not only their struggle, but it helps paint them as a bad force within the MCU, and one that you want to keep an eye out. And I thought that was very interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen them, and I don't think it's going to be the last.
What'd you say? Nice little homecoming reference.
Something I want to bring up is, what do you think Miss Marvel's future is going to be? Because like she's not actually an Inhuman; she's a mutant.
Which is not. Did they play the X-Men 97 theme?
Yeah, they did.
That's so cool. What a way to confirm it. I don't know how I feel about them making that basically the mutant theme. I find it's a bit weird. Like when they played that, I'm like, it's cool, but it's a bit like fan
I
service.
think you're
Like,
dead wrong. I loved it.
It's kind of on the nose.
it's a bit too on the nose for me.
No, but it's a great theme. Well, to be fair, the X-Men Fox franchise had amazing themes too.
No,
Like,
but it worked in the Doctor Strange movie because it's like he's in the floaty chair and whatnot. I can't complain about that. But in this one, when they did like, a mutation, and it goes the X-Men theme, I'm like, maybe not do that next time.
wait a minute, they did that in Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
You did not catch that?
Kamala, there's something different in your genes. Like a mutation.
Again, given that we had just watched this yesterday, right? No, really, I don't remember that.
It's
Literally,
literally
it was like a big part. It's even in the subtitles.
it's literally like, you have a mutation, and then
No, listen, like I probably caught it in the moment. I did, but I just genuinely don't remember. It was so long ago. Like I don't remember.
You mean yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday, totally. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. Point is, it like I was saying, it's just a bit on the nose for me, and I'm like, let's try not to do that every time for mutants. Please.
Yeah, agreed.
And
'Cause,
also,
like,
make original themes. Don't bring back like the Fox ones or whatnot. Make something new.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna disagree with you guys on this one. I really love that theme. I think it's
Yeah. So the guy who can't even remember they played it. Of course, you disagree.
they glup shit out a theme song.
Big club shit on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But like, just to get back to our original like sort of topic, what do you think the future of Miss Marvel is going to be like? How do you think she's going to tie into the Marvels? How do you think?
Well, I think she's gonna be in the Marvels movie. I think, No, but
What did you
besides-
think of Brie Larson showing up, Paolo?
I mean, she ruined Star Wars, so I was upset, and I was like, "Stop ruining Star Wars!"
So when she showed up in that mid-credit scene, then you must have done the same thing, right?
exactly.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I would have
Poor-
paid to see Paolo get upset. At
Yeah,
Brie Larson.
but it was after surgery, so he couldn't really move too much. He was just yelling and grunting.
But that's just me regularly.
I couldn't really tell the difference. It was kind of hard. But that being said, yeah, I think speaking of Miss Marvel's future, Yeah, she's gonna be in the Marvels, of course.
Of course.
And do we think she has a place in the Avengers or
I
the
mean, it
X-Men?
literally says she's gonna return in the Marvels. So
I know.
Yeah.
I watched the
Nope.
show
But like
yesterday.
how do you think it's gonna tie in? Do you think like
Yeah, I don't know,
because she's not Miss Marvel, because she's
Kamala
Captain
Khan.
Marvel, is that gonna play a factor?
I'm
Did
telling
they
you-
body swap?
They're doing
I-
the body swap.
They did the body swap thing. Yeah.
They're doing the body swap thing of Rick Jones and Walter Lawson, that Captain Marvel. I think that's his name. I hope I didn't mess that up. They're doing that storyline of them body swapping, like, because it has to do with the bangles and whatnot.
Well, it was the showrunner or the writer. I don't remember who. Basically, they did confirm that it's body swapping. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Some people say, theorize that it might have been her like shape shifting into Captain Marvel or whatever.
like
No.
because of her
'Cause
old
of her
powers in the
old powers.
comics.
No, but no, they did swap places, which I think is very, very interesting. I'm not familiar with that run in the comics, so I don't know.
So it's
What to
like
expect,
Kamala Khan in Captain Marvel's body. Like
Yeah,
how
so
does
like
that
now,
work?
like we could imagine that Kamala
No.
is probably somewhere
Wait,
in space.
wait. What?
It's not Kamala Khan and Captain Marvel's body. They're literally, they swap places.
They didn't
so-
Freaky Friday.
so they, like,
Kamala.
Yeah, they did not Freaky Friday.
I thought it was a Freaky Friday. By the way, she
Oh
just
my god, I
portrays
would
herself.
love that Freaky Friday, Captain Marvel, and
Maybe
Kamala.
maybe in the another Marvel's movie, but right now, no. It's just that they literally swap positions, so it's
Oh
like
no, I wish it was that. Damn it.
no Freaky Friday, guys. Stop it with the Freaky Friday.
So Captain Marvel's like on Earth, and she has to be like.
And Kamala
space.
Khan might just be floating in space.
Might be
Like, oh my
floating
god,
dead in
wait, I
space.
can't breathe.
like what's his name? Ma, Ebony Ma. Like,
Yeah, like the alien and aliens. You know?
So since it's audio only, we all instinctively just pretended to be floating in space,
Yeah,
like in
basically.
sync.
No, but that's it. They literally swap positions. It's not their mind. Their minds are still intact in the body it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain this. I think it's clear.
It's not Freaky Friday. There,
It's
explain.
not Freaky Friday.
Excellent,
They
amazing.
swap places. I don't know. We don't fully know why. I get the feeling it has something to do with the bangle because she kind of looks at it, it's like, hey, what's on going? Whoop! Oh, now I'm somewhere. Who knows where?
Take a shot every time they say bangle on the show.
No, I don't want to get alcohol poisoning.
And just to bring up, is she going to be an Avenger or is she going to be an X-Men?
She's not gonna be an X-Men. There's
there's-
no way in hell.
1% chance
No.
she's an X-Men, only because nothing in life is ever zero. That being said, like it's an almost 0% chance because like there's no way.
They're
It's-
not making her an X-Men. No.
Avengers. I could see it. If
Young
not,
Avengers?
Young Avengers doesn't
I
really
could
make
see
sense.
I could see Young Avengers, but
If they do Young Avengers, they're gonna rebrand it as Champions, and then I could see because she was
Oh.
never on the Young
and
Avengers.
then the value of Young Avengers #1 is never gonna pop off.
Thank God I can finally buy it. But I mean, because in the end, also Champions is kind of a nicer name than just the Young Avengers. Like, oh, it's the Avengers, but they're young. Oh, okay. Champions is like that feels like a team of kids. Back to the topic because we're getting off topic. Yeah, Miss Marvel and the Marvels. I think she's in it, and it's gonna be great. I hope. Nia Dacosta, I trust her as a director. She seems nice.
What else has she worked on?
Candyman, the remake.
Oh.
Yes, that's what she worked on that. Yeah, and this is
And-
one other thing too that I know of.
Not sure, but I remember listening to the Last of Us podcast because I'm a big fan of the video games, and I listened to the podcast with all the creators. And she was on one episode, and she was talking about the game, how she played, how she loved it. It was like I enjoyed it. Like she seems like a really nice person. I want to see what she does with this Captain Marvel character
I
and
think-
Kamala Khan.
I think she's going to do great because I've seen the new Candyman, and wow, it was really good.
Nick said it fell apart in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, last act.
I
I
didn't
think it's
watch
because
it.
it's a little bit too whack. Like, not whack like wacky, but like, I don't know how to explain it without you seeing the movie.
I have to see the original and the new one.
We
I haven't
said
seen
we
either.
said spoiler for Miss Marvel, not spoiler for Candyman. So we're not going to spoil that
That's
movie.
right. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to avoid it because it's really worth seeing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the spoilers anyway. I want to watch
And
it.
honestly, hearing that she's doing this new Marvels movie, that's actually kind of exciting for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Who do you think is going to be the villain in this movie?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson herself.
I know it's played by Tom Hiddleston's fiance. What's her name? Is Zari Ashton, I believe. And a lot of leaks say she's kind of like a Kree commander, and like I forgot the name that they gave, but it's like somebody that appeared in 2 issues. So
Okay.
Okay.
I might be completely wrong.
Well, hey, like Arthur Harrow from Moon Knight, right, appeared in one comic, so they could do a lot with that character.
Yeah, like they basically sometimes create their own original characters
Yeah.
based off an old identity. So that's what I think they're doing with that. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
And honestly, I'm kind of getting the vibe it's going to be like almost like a rescue movie where it's going to be like Captain Marvel has to, like, let's say, not only go back to whatever planet she's on to help, because I can imagine she was like in the middle of a battle or something,
Right.
but she's also there, like, she realizes she's in a teenager's room and she's probably going to figure out
pictures of herself
surrounded by posters of her.
Literally.
Who took these pictures? When did I do this photo shoot in the 90s? I don't remember.
literally. But like, she's clearly going to see that she's swapped places with someone, and that's going to force her to, like, just be like, I have to rescue this person, I have to save this planet. And I think it's going to make for a really fun, like, space adventure. And now, how is Monica Rambeau going to tie in?
Now you freaking beat me to it. We're all too in
Well,
sync.
because, in
We should-
WandaVision ended and there was the Skrulls, so
Look,
that's how she's going to be.
I think. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because we're so in sync, we should form together and create like a boy band or whatever, and let's call ourselves In Sync.
But what if we swap places like Freaky Friday? That being said,
It's
I
gonna be
think-
me.
I think that's going to tie in because Nick Fury's obviously in the movie. There's no way he's not in the movie. Of
course.
And Monica Rambeau's connected, and that's how he's going to bring her in. He'll be like, hey, look, it's another Marvel. And then we'll be like, oh, cool.
What about Goose? Is Goose gonna come back?
He's probably in it.
Goose is probably. Well, no. I was thinking, well, that cat would be dead, but it's not a cat. It's a flurkin.
It's also a CGI because Brie Larson is very allergic to cats, so...
Oh, I didn't know that.
And also, if it died, I think they're gonna recast it. Just saying.
Jesus Christ.
No,
but seriously.
no, I meant like in universe. Like a cat can't live that long, man. So I just thought the cat would have died, but I just remembered it's,
It's
not
a cat from the 90s.
It's a flur. Yeah, it's a '90s cat. Bro.
Well, that's
so
bad. I
old.
thought you were talking about the actor.
It's so old. Like
I
no.
thought you were talking
What do you
about
mean
the
actor? You mean the catter?
That's what I thought you were
Terrible.
talking about.
Terrible.
I think you recast it.
But do you think it's going to then tie into Secret Invasion?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, because there have been no setups for Secret Invasion. Like, think about that for
Besides,
a second.
like, the end of Far From Home, and
No, man. That to me, that's not a.
and even to call it that is a bit of a
no.
stretch.
Like there have been nothing. There's nothing so
Do you
far.
think that's the point? Because it's a Secret Invasion.
Yeah, but it just I heard that also they said that it's gonna be a crossover event. The show.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I don't know about that, but like
But based off the cast, it's like we don't really have.
yeah.
Well, we know the only one who's been confirmed so far is War Machine's in it, and that's it.
Okay. Like
Interesting.
I want that show to really start affecting the MCU at large, like characters that we always thought, or not all, maybe not always, but for a while have been Skrulls, and then
Like
weren't.
Sharon Carter. That's why she's so out of character in.
No, but
Falcon Winter
maybe.
Soldier.
No, but actually, maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're probably gonna make Colby Smulders a Skrull too.
No, she was in Far From Home.
Maria Hill. No, but the real Maria Hill. I mean,
So
No, that's going to be a little convoluted because we saw her as a Skrull, and then now she's really a Skrull.
yeah. See, people wouldn't expect it. There you
I still think Emilia Clarke's playing the Queen Skrull.
go.
Maybe
Yeah, I mean, probably.
we'll see.
Love Amelia Clark. She's great. Good to see her and everything. And she's just delightful in interviews. Like,
Yeah, make
Iman.
Solo too.
Make Soul. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, Make Soul. No, you're right. Because it's so unsatisfying the way that movie ends. Like,
Darth Maul shows up and we're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
he's back. He's back. He's back.
But then it's kind of like, oh, we're never gonna get a follow up on this, are we?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Point
So,
is, Solo, I enjoyed it. So yeah, the point is, I really enjoyed Solo. That's what we're reviewing today. No, Miss Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel. I enjoyed Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I thought the show. I'd be interested to hear how you guys like rank it among the other MCU shows. I think overall,
Better than What If.
I really loved it, but I know in my heart that 2 episodes of the 6 are like,
Weak.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think the episodes that were strong were some of the strongest MCU stuff, in my opinion. I know that might be controversial for some people because, again, we know a lot of people don't like the show, and it shocks me. I don't know, like.
I agree with that. Like, it's probably some of the best we've even gotten in the past few years since Endgame.
But people they say like like I know I understand if it's not for you, it's not for you. But like I don't know, like I feel like sometimes people are just being
Too mean.
like very
I-
mean spirited.
I'm just thinking. I'd probably put it just under Loki and Moon Knight.
Well, hold on. Let's hold on with the rankings.
I don't want to do the list again. We're gonna do the
Gravis
list
has
again.
to-
We did the last episode.
No, Gravis has to finish his thoughts. I want to give my thoughts, and
just
then we'll do
saying.
rankings.
But yeah, so I overall I really think it was definitely a home run for me. It was a hit, not a miss.
Agreed.
So yeah.
For me personally, I really enjoyed this show. The first 3 episodes were amazing. They're brilliantly done. The Pakistan arc, I really enjoyed the parts that didn't involve the clandestines. For me, they really fell apart and just fell flat, and
They fell apart literally too.
yeah, and
Ouch.
their fate essentially left a sour taste in my mouth, but it was honestly rectified with the finale. And Kamala Khan, honestly, I enjoyed her character. She was very relatable for me, and it was endearing and sweet, and it's something I want to see more of. I want to see more of Miss Marvel. I want to see her in not everything, because then, oversaturation, but I want to see more Miss Marvel, because I think her and even just more of these new generation characters are really going to be the future.
Yeah, they really are.
So let's dive into rankings. It's tradition. We gotta at least have them.
We have to do it.
We've never done it before.
Also, Paolo hasn't spoken that much this episode. That's okay. It's not a big deal, but it's fine.
All worried. It's
He's
fine.
laughing.
I'm trying hard not to laugh.
I know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
So I would start with Moon Knight, followed up very closely by Miss Marvel,
Wow. That's impressive.
Loki. No, actually, no. WandaVision,
Okay.
Loki,
Wow.
Cap and Winter Soldier.
He said it again. He did it. If you guys go back and watch our Moon Knight review, he mistakenly called Falcon and the Winter Soldier Captain Winter Soldier. It's freaking hilarious.
Falcon and Winter Soldier,
There we go.
Hawkeye. What if?
Okay. Well, it's kind of an impossible question for me to answer. Something I said in the movie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Always impossible for this guy.
No, it really is difficult. But I would probably put Ms. Marvel somewhere in the middle. Again, if it didn't have those 2 weak episodes, it would be top 3 easily, for sure.
Really?
100%. Yeah, 100%. But right now, I think Moon Knight, Loki, no particular order, Moon Knight, Loki, and WandaVision are still stronger for me. I would say it's probably on par with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I really think that show gets a bad rap sometimes for no reason. I think it's amazing.
100%.
I thought it was fine. It was cool.
I do feel like that show is more consistent than this one because of the 2 sort of weak episodes. But again, the positives for me outweigh the negatives in the show. So I would put it around Falcon and Winter Soldier for me. And then Hawkeye, and then What If? Am I missing something? Or
No, that's
I got
it.
everything? Okay, good.
So now my ranking, which everyone wants to hear, just off the top of my head with no help at all.
Anthony literally just pulled out his phone to remember to look up his old rankings because he didn't want to get it wrong.
He has
That's
no,
not true. I don't see a phone in front of him.
you have
I
no
do.
video proof, and
There's
it's on
no-
my phone.
Dude, I'm catching you on 4K with my own my own eyes right now.
You wear glasses, so that's already wrong.
I'm wearing my
That being
contacts.
said, Loki is always number 1 for me. No show has come close to it in that it's so consistent and great, and I love it.
You want to know why it's number 1? It's because it doesn't have to wrap up in a crazy satisfying way. 'Cause
Exactly.
It just totally could end on a cliffhanger and it's fine. You know what
And
I
it,
mean?
and it works.
And it does work. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, continue.
Second, Moon Knight, of course. Great. Watch our review for my thoughts on that. 3 and 4 are WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier. They're tied for me. I really can't pick between them. They're both so good. And then I'm gonna put at number 5 Miss Marvel.
Really?
Yeah. Look, it's kind of low on my list, but I really do love this show. It's really good. It's just I really like the other shows.
You
just a
have to
bit
be
more.
fair. You have to factor everything. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just in reality, I pretty much like almost all the shows. So it's a disservice putting it this low, but I really do like it. You really should watch it if you haven't, and we just spoiled it all for you. But you should really watch it. And 5 and 6, Hawkeye and What If.
Cool.
Don't have much to say about those.
Yeah.
What If season 2 might be good? Let's hope.
We're really crapping on Hawkeye too. It's good. It's not. It's not
It's
a bad show
perfectly
at all.
fine. It's not horrible.
It was okay. It does a lot of weird
Maybe one day we'll do a Hawkeye review. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
for
Or in the
Hawkeye
future.
season 2.
And if that even happens.
You think Jeremy Renner is gonna come back?
I hope he releases another album. That's what I want.
Man, me too, dude.
I mean,
I want Jeremy Renner to do a big relaunch of his app.
Oh, what a great app. One of my favorites.
And that's the show.
That's the show, guys.
Nasty,
cool.
not
Ms.
cool.
Marvel. Okay, yeah, no. You can't leave people off without explaining your joke. You have to
Look
do it.
up Jeremy Renner, Nasty Not Cool on the app. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, so that is Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Iman, please keep doing what you're doing. You're the best.
And honestly, please come on the show. It'll be the best thing ever, talking with one of the bros.
You know, it's really funny. Out of all the celebrities who work on these MCU properties, most of them have no interest in the actual comics or source material or whatever. But with her, I just
We're just going to be a couple fans
she
talking,
probably
it'd be
would
great.
want to. Yeah, So yeah, she's amazing. So
So please Get on the show.
Absolutely.
We'll literally fly to LA or wherever you are to do this show.
I mean, I know you don't have social media, so I can't really at you, but like, I really hope you're listening.
Well, you know what? Speaking of social media, oh, you like that little segue there, Anthony?
Ooh, very smooth.
There you go. You can follow us at Ref Point Podcast, basically on every major social media platform. Also, if you are watching/listening to this episode on YouTube, please comment below. I want to know your thoughts on the show Ms. Marvel and our show, the Reference Point Podcast. Who do you agree with? Paolo, Anthony, myself, none of us? You know, are we all wrong? Are we all right? I don't know. There is no right or wrong, of course.
I was waiting for that.
There you go. That's my catchphrase. But yeah, so please also like the video, share it, and also subscribe to the OAR TV YouTube channel because there's a lot of really great content from a lot of really great artists on there. So yeah, I think that's the show.
Yeah, and guys, do not forget to support your local comic book stores. Go buy a Miss Marvel book.